It's match day, it's vlog time, it's Blackburn Rovers versus Luton Town. On paper, I should be really confident we're coming in to this game off the back of 5 straight victories, lots of clean sheets in all of those victories, 4 of them away from home as well, which is just unheard of. But it's Blackburn Rovers. We all know that the games that we should be winning, we might not win. So I'm not going to come in, really cocksure and confident. I'm going to caveat that Luton are not as bad as probably what they seem on paper at the minute. The league table, they've had an inconsistent time of it, but the last 5 games have been 2 wins, 2 losses and a draw. The teams that they've beaten in and amongst all of that was Hull and Stoke. And Stoke was as recent as Tuesday night, so they'll be really confident coming into that game, coming into our game. The losses probably again expected. Certainly not Leeds away and Norwich away was one of them, and then they drew at Swansea. So yeah, they've I saw a stat on the BBC as well. They've scored 23 goals. As have Blackburn Rovers. So despite our quite significant league table difference, we're on the same amount of goals. Their shots and shots on target slightly better than Rovers as well, albeit they have played 1 game more. So, we've and their record at Ewood, actually, to be fair, is pretty good. I think they've only been defeated once at Ewood in the last sort of 5 years. They did have a bit of a barren spell at Ewood before that. So, yeah, I don't think we can be as confident as what we'd like to be, regardless of coming in off the back of 5 straight victories. We're going to have to make changes. I know Todd Cantwell picked up his 5th yellow card as well, a silly one on Tuesday night. So Todd will be definitely an absentee today. Be interesting who comes in place of him. But then I was thinking on the way here, do we drop somebody like Tronstad? We've got some, congested fixture list over the next few weeks, with it being Christmas and New Year. We've got some really big, important games. And, this time of the year can really make or break teams as well. League table is starting to take shape. You've got your Dingles, you've got your Sheffield Uniteds, you've got your Leeds United all up there as expected. Sunderland, bit of a surprise package, bit of an unknown sort of where they would be sort of coming into the season with a new manager as well. But they've started off like a steam train, but have slowed off ever so slightly. If we were to win today, it doesn't really change much in terms of the league position. We'll just be on the same level of points as Sunderland, based on Sunderland losing today, of course. But yeah, if we win today, then it absolutely cements our place in that playoffs going into just before the Christmas period. So yeah, it's all to play for. Be interesting. I'm going to try and catch some reactions from Luton fans, because I think it's, from what I've been reading on some of their fan forums, they're quite sat on the fence, 50-50 split, kind of keep Rob Edwards, or let him go. I think they'll be eternally grateful for everything that he's done. But maybe he's just at the right time. They've started just to get a few results. So yeah, today will be an interesting one. So I'm going to remain confident with my prediction. Hopefully it doesn't come back and bite me on my backside like it normally does. But I'm going to go with a Blackburn Rovers 3-1 victory. I dare say that even Luton might score first as well. And then, yeah, hopefully we'll put them to bed in the second half. But that's my prediction. I don't think I've got one right this season, so take that with a pinch of salt. I'll come back with egg on my face, I'm sure. Who knows? But come on, you Blues, up the Rovers. So I made it down to Ewood Park. There's 3 or 4 Luton Town buses already. It's 2 o'clock and I've bumped and Jamie. Guys, welcome along to Ewood Park. Is this your first time to Ewood?
My second time. The first time, I'll be honest, from our side of things, it was very memorable. It was the 2-2 draw in which we come back in. It felt like a win after how poor that first half was for us. So second time, and I enjoyed it. I've always said, and I'm not just saying it because I'm on your channel right now, it's one of the best away ends I've been in. I like them type of away ends where you get the whole bit behind the goal. So I'm looking forward to it again today, even though we're not in the best of form and you guys have been very good at home predominantly throughout the season.
Yeah, excellent. So on that note about your season, give me an overview of your season. Happy with it?
Not really. If I'm going to be totally honest, you come down from the Premier League, your expectations should be top 6 minimum. If we lost a lot of the key players, I'd understand, but the players that we lost, they were always going to go. Barkley was always going to go. He said it a few weeks before. Lokonga, again, always going to go. And then other than that, it was just makeshift players. And you look at the players that we've kept, we should be competing better. And it's like the last time we was in the Championship, we was top 3 best away sides. This time round, we just look nervy, and any time a team will go forward against us, it could be on paper the worst team in the league. They would still score against us and they'd still look like a threat. Going forward, I have no problems. It's just defensively we are a bit all over the place at the moment. So if I'm going to be honest, overall, not good enough, especially with the expectations that were set at the start of the season. Rob Edwards come out and said our aim is to win the league. I never believed we were going to do that anyway. But we should be in the top 6 minimum.
Okay, yeah, a bit like your Leeds United, Sheffield United.
Yeah.
That's what you're basing it on, and absolutely, yeah. Why shouldn't you be? So, okay. Your opinion on Rob Edwards? I know I've been reading some of your fan forums. There's a bit of a 50-50 split between fans. Eternally grateful for everything he's done, but is it time for him to go?
I think it is personally. It's all well and good winning the other night, but the problem with us is we haven't got that consistency. The only time we've won back-to-back this season was Millwall away and then Sheffield Wednesday at home. That was back-to-back games, but again, they didn't look convincing. And again, we're not really a team, even when we were good away last time in the Championship, we weren't really a team that's known for rolling teams over, but it was more the sense of we would look very dominant in games, and we just, even, no disrespect, but when we're playing like Hull, we're on the ropes against Hull at home. It's not good enough, really. So for me, I was saying get him out before the Watford game because I felt they were going to beat us. Derby, they had all the momentum. They've done a lot better than people would have thought. And as for us, we've not been good enough. But I look on it now. If we can get a run going, then my opinion might change. But I just think in-game management, it's not quite there. As a man manager, fantastic. What he's had to deal with, the Lockyer situations and stuff like that. But it's just, there's always in one game where you look at something and you're like, why has he put so-and-so in that position? Today it's an unchanged lineup for us from the other night. Obviously, we have got a bit of a makeshift defence, so there is your worries there. But if we can't keep that consistency going, then for me, he has to go, I'll be honest.
Would today change your opinion if you were to get 3 points at Ewood Park?
It would, because
it would start it.
Like I say, you guys have been very good at home throughout the season. I think the first defeat was Sheffield United, wasn't it, at home, and that was obviously quite a while into the season. So I would definitely, I'll be honest, I'll take a draw right now, especially if how we've been away and, like I say, how you guys have been at home. But we'll see. I'll definitely bite your hand off for 3 points.
Well, we'll come back to the predictions in just a minute because we're welcoming back Thomas Kaminski.
Yeah.
How do you rate him?
I rate Kaminski very highly. I actually think we're quite fortunate to have him as a keeper. And I had a Blackburn fan on my channel the last time round we were in the Championship, and when we had the rumours, I said to him, what's your honest thoughts on him? And he did say his distribution is a bit questionable. And I'll be honest, it can be. A lot of times we have seen, especially this season, there's always one game where he kicks it out for a goal kick, and it is a bit worrying at times. But when it comes to shot stopping, he's definitely top 2 in the league for me. I think he's unbelievable when it comes to that. Amount of times he's saved us from either losing or like Millwall away, ending up getting in a win because he done, in my opinion, 2 world-class saves. So I'll be honest, if this continues, I don't blame him if he goes. You know, whether that's in January or the summer, I'll be honest, because we have to get rid of players. We've got a 24-man squad at the moment, and there's rumours saying Lockyer's going to come back, so that's 25. So we're going to have to get rid of some players. And, obviously I don't want him to go, but, if he continues these performances, I can't see why he won't get looked at by other teams. Obviously Leicester were looking at him in the summer, so we shall see.
Jamie, are you a Rob Edwards in or Rob Edwards out? Do you concur with Tyler?
From the games that I've seen, the first game I saw was at the Hull game,
Yeah.
isn't it? Yeah. And they won that game. So I didn't see Rob Edwards before that. I only saw it when they've been winning at home consecutively. But away games, since I've known Tyler, it's not it.
Yeah, not for you.
No.
So we'll move on to predictions. Jamie, I'll start with you.
I always have the faith, when I come to a Luton game, so I've said 3-2 to Luton.
3-2 to Luton.
Yeah.
Okay, I hope you're wrong, but there you go. Tyler, hit me with it.
I mean, the Stoke game has given me a bit more confidence. However, I'm not going to underestimate you guys. Like I say, we've been terrible away, but I am going to say a draw. I'm going to say we get a draw. Like last time we went to Ewood Park, obviously it was a draw. Obviously, in the end, it was sort of a bit of a nothing game because it was a matter of time before we got the playoffs from our end. So I'll say a 1-1 draw, which I would take. Like I say, I would take a draw in this game.
Excellent. Final thing, you have your own YouTube channel. Now's your opportunity.
Yeah, just T-Boys TV. You'll be able to find it now. When I first done it, it come up with other people, but you'll be able to find it now. And I vlog the games. I interview fans and stuff like that. Do match previews. So yeah, thank you for bringing me on, and definitely check it out, guys, if you're interested.
Guys, thank you very much. I hope you leave disappointed, but yeah, welcome to Blackburn anyway. Found 2 more fans. Just start with your names, lads.
Tony, usually known as Derek. My name's Leroy.
Okay, we'll move on from that very quickly then. First time to Ewood Park?
No, we've been here a few times.
Been here a few times. Yeah, good. Rob Edwards, I've spoken to a few of your fans already. I've been kind of sat on the fence. I've had some saying no, eternally grateful, he's got to go. Others say no, stick it out with him, he'll get us there. Where are your heads at, lads?
I think I'm in the middle. I don't think he's had the support of the board with players in the last 2 transfer windows, so I would give him January. We do need an injection of players. He has been part of the problem this season, so I'm not on the extreme of he should stay for forever.
Yeah.
But I would give him the transfer window in a couple of months thereafter.
Same.
Give him January.
Yeah.
Give him some backing in January and then see how it
Because
goes.
obviously coming down from the Premier League, you lose a lot of key players, don't you? And that's always a tough gig, isn't it? But then you look at your Leeds United, your Sheffield Uniteds and Burnleys, they're still right at the top end of the
That's
Championship.
The frustrating bit. Burnley and Sheffield United are still up there, aren't they?
Yeah.
Top 3, so.
Yeah.
We were significantly better than them last year in the Premier League. We have lost key players, true, but then we've still got the core of the team that went up 2 years ago. So, but our defence has been the problem.
It might just be a slow start for you. Your season might start, Tuesday when you beat Stoke, and then you carry on and beat us today, and you never know where it goes from there. Football can change, it's a championship. So, moving on to predictions today. Where's your heads at, lads?
I'd be ecstatic if we came away with a draw.
Really? Ecstatic or...?
I'd be happy.
Yeah,
Maybe
okay.
happy.
Ecstatic with the win,
would be a win.
because that was going to be my next question.
I'd be very happy with a draw. I just can't see us getting anything other than a loss. Sadly.
So what do you think? If you had to put an accumulator on now,
2-0 Blackburn.
2-0 Blackburn.
I think he's completely wrong. I'm not a betting man. I'm glad I'm not a betting man, but 2-1 Luke.
We touched on it briefly, but Rob Edwards, why you support him?
I just say I have a simple philosophy. The manager's job is to pick the team. My job is to support the team. My job is not to pick the team.
Okay, so you're absolutely with him, 100%.
I'm with him until the board decide otherwise, but I would never turn on a manager. Okay, I'm the first to admit I'm disappointed with our performances, but you can't win everything.
And if you were to go for a score prediction, I know you'll have your head and your heart, so I'm happy to take 2 predictions, Keith.
Head says 1-1, heart says 2-2.
Draw it is.
Yeah.
Talk to me about your Instagram page.
It's not my Instagram page, but I support it. Give it all a follow. It's called Non-League Day UK. Gets people to watch non-league and grassroots football once a year, particularly when there's an international break. When I say non-league, I don't mean you have to follow Burnley, don't worry.
Mate, I'm jumping on you. Score prediction for today.
2-1 Rovers.
2-1 Rovers.
Yeah.
Who's going to score it? Them.
Yuki, hopefully.
Yuki?
Both. Yeah.
Both?
Yeah, both of them, definitely.
Lads, score prediction?
Another 1-0. 5 on bound.
1-0. It's a bit close. Yourself?
5-1-0. 1-0.
Yeah.
Having a good defence, 1-0 I think, yeah.
Another 1-0?
Yeah.
Wow. So I'm outside the Blackburn end, and I've met up with my not only really good mate, but he's also the author of his own book called Delirium Diaries. Get it, it's available in all good bookshops. I'm sure we'll talk to him briefly about that in a few minutes. But Pete, good to see you, my mate.
Yes,
we have been through some times, but finally it looks like we're on a good streak and we're high up in the league table. What's your view of the season so far, mate?
I think it's been a great season so far. I think John Eustace has got the lads playing. We're hard to beat. It's not pretty at times, but everybody knows their job, and we're grinding out these 1-0 wins and keeping clean sheets, which is always going to be a good thing, and long may it continue.
Who surprised you this season in terms of players? Who's been your couple of standout players?
I think the defence as a unit has been amazing, but I'd like to special mention for captain Lewis Travis. I think he's been led by example. He's always been a great communicator, but I think his general all-round game's gone to another level this season.
And do you put that in coming back from Ipswich? Do you think it's improved his game?
Yeah, I think the experience he had out on loan at Ipswich, and I think he's proved quite a few people wrong, with the situation with JDT last season. I think he had a point to prove with the Ewood faithful, and he's definitely delivered that so far, so yeah.
Excellent. Turning our attention to a scoreline today, just before we talk about Delirium Diaries. Where's your head at? Where's your heart at? What are you going to go for?
I'm going to go for another 1-0 win. It seems to be a trendy thing for us at the moment, so let's hope we can do that against a couple of former Rovers players as well. Tommy Kaminski, Tommy the Cat, and Amario Bell, but I'm not sure if Amari's fit for today. I'm not
He's
sure.
injured.
Yeah.
He's injured, unfortunately,
Yeah.
so we won't see Amari, but we will see Tommy Cat in the goal as well.
Yeah.
So, Pete, you've just recently launched a book, your own book. Give us a quick plug on that, mate.
Yeah, so it's been 3 years in the making, called Delirium Diaries. It's about my experience in the ICU in an induced coma, which basically made me go to sleep in 2020, wake up in 2021 a very confused man, and I needed to kind of fix my head, fix myself, and I used the writing journey as a kind of way of a therapeutic exercise, really. There's lots of hopefully candid moments, very deeply personal moments, but also hopefully some funny moments in there too, and it's selling really well. First batch of prints have sold out 300, so they printed another 400, which is hopefully bodes well, and long may it continue.
Well, I'm on page 123 so far, so I'm almost at the end of it. It is a bloody good read, so congratulations, mate, and you never know, there might be a Delirium Diaries 2, but not because of any illness, but just because of your free writing and brilliant writing that you do.
Yeah, cheers for that, mate. Yeah, it's great to see you.
Opening the scoring for Blackburn Rovers, number 33, Amario Cozier-Duberry.
what a diabolical performance that was. There was no passion there was no determination. It was a toothless, spiritless performance. Everything you hate about watching it. We just absolutely imploded. We just allowed the opposition to roll all over us, and it was a horrible thing to watch. Obviously, I'm not talking about today. That was 12 months ago when about this time last year, I was walking off St Mary's after we'd just been beat 4-0 away at Southampton. Tonight, however, I'm absolutely ecstatic. Was it the best game I've ever seen? No, probably not. I think we did everything that we needed to do in the first half. The second half, I guess Luton was always going to come out and cause us a few more problems in the second half. I don't think they could have had a much more of a worse half in the first half than what they did. So I just felt that even if Luton had got one, we could have probably gone up in another gear if needed to, but we didn't need to. Great to see another goal scorer today in Owen Beck. Well taken goal, just young lad, but what a calm head he had on him to finish that like a seasoned pro, didn't he? So Mac Targay with, was it 2 assists? I don't know. It was certainly 1.5. I don't know if you give him the other assist. I suppose you have to, but yeah, no, I don't think anybody had a standout performance today, but I think there was a lot of 7.5s or 8s across the whole area of the field. So yeah, it's nice to see as well, just some of the other lads getting on as well. So Harry Leonard and John Buckley as well. Great to see those guys coming on for just a few of the dying minutes as well. I actually thought Luton actually got a little bit better when they went down to 10 men. They looked, ironically, they looked a little bit more organised. They had a bit more shape to them as well. But yeah, they didn't cause us too many problems. I feel sorry for Luton because obviously they came out, all guns blazing in the second half, but they're up against a very, very stern back four that just hate conceding goals. So yeah, it was always going to be a tough day for them. But listen, 6 in a row now. Onwards we go to Millwall, full of confidence. Absolutely no reason why we shouldn't win that, because then we've got some tough games coming up. We've got Sunderland at home, and we've got Leeds away, and in the middle of all of that we've got Hull at home as well. So some points to be picked up, hopefully, certainly at Millwall and at Hull at home. And let's see what we can get from Sunderland and Leeds as well. So we're chewing the fat. We're recording a podcast tomorrow with myself and some of the other guys as well. So I'm sure you can have a listen to that, where I'm sure we'll cover a lot more of today's match off as well. But yeah, great performance. And as the Riverside was singing, I like it, 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 like it. Here we go. Rovers won 6 in a row.